Good afternoon, Wranglers. This is our virtual leadership meeting for today, the 9th of November 2016. There are 12 things that we need to cover, and I have 10 minutes to cover them, so I'm going to make it brief. Number 1, AR Reading Promotion. We spent over $3,000 in this investment. We must actively use it or we will lose it. So be sure that if you want AR to continue on this campus next year, that you keep up with this. So how you're going to do this, be sure that your students are up to date on their AR assessments, as well as AR reading being promoted in your class, whether you're setting goals with students and having celebrations for those students that are excelling. Feedback regarding participation. I need your feedback. If you would like our school to participate in the canned food drive for November, you can click on these links for more information, or the textile drive. At the end of reviewing the slideshow, please complete the Google form to submit to me your feedback. Once again, more information is included on these hyperlinks on the PowerPoint that I'm sharing out to you. Campus improvement, campus walkthroughs and our campus improvement plans. Be sure that you're aware of our campus improvement goals, and we have 3 of them that directly affect what you do daily in your instruction. And that includes increasing the frequency and quantity on how we check for student understanding, beyond just asking questions, question and answers from students. Remember, we need to promote all students in participating, not just a select few. Secondly, we need to increase structured collaborative student work. That includes working in groups. However, students should have assigned roles to maximize efficiency. And then finally, increase differentiated instruction by 20%. In your classes, you should be providing instruction, not just whole group with the same assignment for all, but also having methods to differentiate, such as small groups or stations, where we can observe you providing instruction to different levels of students, not with the same assignment. Alignment. Alignment is extremely important. We need to be sure that we're teaching according to the TEKS and the SEs as they are assessed on STAR. Now, this is especially for grades 3 through 5. You need to be sure that you use the STAR field guides. In the PowerPoint slide here, I have hyperlinks on how you can access the field guides, as well as using the Lead Forward resources that is required that we downloaded in our PLC on our iPad app. Remember, be prepared to explain how the activity you've planned is directly aligned or scaffolded to the rigor of the TEK and the SC. We do understand at times you need to build students up to be prepared, but you need to be sure that you always have the end in mind, and that includes pulling a specific questions from STAR to say this is how my students will be tested and this is how I need to prepare them. Student behavior in halls and in the cafeteria has been brought up as a concern. At this point in time, I think it's important that we revisit our expectations. That includes the forecheck hall as well as cafeteria expectations for our cup procedure. Do you feel that we need a schedule for practice? Well, go ahead and submit your response on the Google form at the end of the presentation. Ms. O'Grady and I are willing to create a schedule to provide you and your classes with feedback on how they're meeting expectations with a practice schedule. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. After school snacks, Monday and Tuesday during tutorials, you must have your roster sheet printed out and highlighted and submitted to Ms. Aguirre every day, Monday and Tuesday. We must be consistent with this because we will be audited. And if we're audited and we're not compliant, the school will be responsible for paying for each snack for that day or the days they deem that we are not compliant. So that could cost our school money that we don't have. Attendance and Discipline Review Committee. Due to the feedback I received from the last meeting, it seems that we need a lot of discussion and collaboration with regards to improving discipline on campus. Therefore, we are switching or splitting these committees to be two separate entities, and they will both meet at different times, monthly or bi-monthly, depending on the schedule, so that we can adequately address both discipline and attendance, both very important issues here on our campus. Red Binder and SST, be sure you're keeping up with it. It is the teacher's responsibility to document interventions. It is not the I-Team or Ms. Noska. It is our responsibility. So as teachers, you need to be sure that you're keeping up with your tutorial logs, your modified assignments, making copies of them and keeping them, when you do small group instruction, when you do reteaches. Also, it's important to document your contact with parents. You also should set up parent conferences for those students that are struggling, regardless of what level they're at. We need to be sure that we involve parents and document that process. Also, it's important to note that the Red Binder and your SST documentation will be used during our data meeting process, which will proceed next month. So be prepared. Unit assessments and scanning and all-in learning. Be sure that you're following the SchoolNet assessment calendar and uploading your assessments in a timely manner. That includes attaching the TEKS and the SE for each question. Remember, review the data for yourself and follow through on your coaching and data meeting commitments. Remember, if we commit to something, we expect to be held accountable to them, and we will follow through with them as noted in our campus norms. MAP assessments and goal number 8 of our district's strategic plan. There has been a change to our campus improvement plan. An important thing for you to know is that all of our students, or 50% or more of our students, must make a year's growth in MAP. They're going to compare beginning of year versus end of year. We would like all our students to meet their growth measures, but at least 50%. Implications for you: you need to think about how you're going to implement an activity in your class where you conference with your students, set a performance goal, and monitor that. Have students sign off on their goals so that we can monitor and celebrate them at the end of the year. Staff questionnaire results. I want to thank each and every one of you for your honest feedback. Your feedback and input is not only appreciated, it's also very heavily considered in us proceeding forward to the school year. You can go through the rest of the slides here just to look over some of the results. Overall, over 95% of all responses on the survey were either strongly agree or agree. We also have some other things to consider that I found very valuable that we will be talking about later in our leadership meetings, and they're listed here. And finally, please be sure that upon completion of this presentation, you access this Google form and provide me the input that I requested during the course of this video and presentation. Thank you for all that you do to make Williams Elementary a great place to be.